The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It is now 22 minutes past the hour of 7. My name is Daanyaal Matthews, and well, it's the only voice you ever hear on a Tuesday evening at this hour. And if you are catching us on the live stream on Facebook and YouTube, you're probably wondering where I am. Where am I in the frame? Because you're probably sitting three strangers on your screen. Now, usually I have the problem of introducing them and then getting their names and all that, but I'm trying to avoid all of that. So I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Assalamu alaikum. Tell the listeners out there exactly who you are.
Assalamu alaikum. Firstly, shukran so much for having us. My name is Razmeen. We are Sunge Smokehouse. We are a grill house, fully halal grill house pop-up. To my left is my brother Abdul Kudus and my sister Hawabibi. We have another two siblings, but unfortunately they were unable to be here with us. So yeah, we are fully halal. We found a niche in the market for fully halal, low and slow smoke cuisine. Basically, you know, we come from a family of, our parents have been in the food industry their entire lives. They've had takeaways, and I also think, you know, from a cultural perspective, celebrations revolve around food. So to us, our love language is serving people and, of course, eating food. And from this, Sunge Smokehouse was born.
Okay, that's wonderful. I like how you admitted that you like to eat. I love it when restaurant owners come on and they admit they actually just like to eat. For me, that's the first step.
Yeah.
I can't really trust you if you don't like your own food. I just can't get with it. But I'm a little bit curious here because I know you guys started in March, and I'm wondering what motivated you to start this franchise.
So, in all transparency, we would like our parents to retire one day, inshallah. And that is our goal. So, our goal is to eventually have our own space, our own restaurant, where we as siblings can collaborate and, yeah, give a more comfortable life to our parents. They've worked their entire lives. They've worked hard their entire lives. But also, again, like I said, we love food, we love eating, we love serving people. And the options that we provide, we were not finding in the market. I know personally we grew up watching Food Network, you know, where you were exposed to a lot of American cuisine and a lot of slow smoke foods. And we realized that there wasn't authentically smoked food options for us. And so we sat down a few months before March and we just decided, let's do this. Yeah, and alhamdulillah, it's been going really well. And we do enjoy what we do.
Okay, so the one thing that struck me when I called Abdul and Abdul told me that he has to first commune with the family. First of all, I thought, okay, maybe he's just communing with his brother because usually that's how it operates. He then informed me now he has actually 4 other siblings. And I told him, and I remember telling him over the phone, I was absolutely shocked, first of all. First of all, I have 2 brothers, and I already know how we operate in the kitchen. It's usually a combination of shouting, aggravation, and overall just arguing. So I'm more interested, because I'm sure there are people that are out there that are wondering how 5 siblings can work together to achieve this goal. I must also admit that your desire to have your parents retire and work towards retirement is exceptionally honorable. That is absolutely wonderful. But I still want to know how you guys are 5 siblings working together in the kitchen. Abdul, can you tell me how that works?
Yeah, sure. Assalamu alaikum to everybody. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So, when you think of having business partners, you think of, you know, who will fit your vision, who will, you know, fit your passion. So, our main goal is to, as we said, to be a benefit of our parents. So our passion and our visions are aligned, and we're working towards the same thing. So we know what is our struggle, so to say, right? But at any point in time, you can't say that we never fight. Especially on our days that we have our sales, it is, how would you say, raucous in the kitchen. But once you come out of there, it's all forgotten.
All forgotten.
And that's and we already, before we even started this, we made it clear to everybody these fights are going to happen. You know, there is going to be some times when there's going to be difficulty in the kitchen, when things are running late. And we made it clear nothing should be taken personal, and that's the great understanding that us us five siblings have, and yeah, and that's how we roll.
MashaAllah, you guys are inspirational, honest to God. Honest to God, you guys are absolutely
We
inspirational.
try.
I hope my brothers are listening. Maybe we should start something together also. Now, I'm a little bit curious here because I recognize that you were speaking about how you guys watch TV and you watch American cuisine.
Yeah.
And in America, they smoke everything and they just love meat. But I'm also a little bit curious here because usually I get on businesses that have slightly established, operating more for a year. But you guys have only been in operation for, I'd say, roughly 7 months.
Yeah.
And I'm curious as new entrepreneurs, what are some of the challenges that you've experienced starting your business?
So, with any business and any startup, there are always going to be challenges. So I think for us, we were very realistic in the beginning. We did not expect to make lots of profits on the first night, for example. We understood that this is a business that needs to be built from scratch. So I do think that the pandemic has impacted us because obviously there have been markets, but it hasn't been as extensive as it would have been had we not been in a pandemic. And also the fact that we are fairly new. Alhamdulillah, our following is growing constantly and we do have regular customers, but because we are not that known, or obviously after tonight we will be, but prior we weren't that known, there are a lot of challenges. So things like having, for us, quality is essential. We only buy top tier high grade quality, and top tier high grade quality is expensive.
Yes.
So finding suppliers and vendors that meet our passions, but that are also obviously fully halal and high grade quality, regardless of whether it's meat, seafood, something simple as even spices, we do not cut costs there. So that is a challenge because obviously the business needs to be profitable.
Indeed.
So I think that was a challenge for us, finding resources that are aligned to what we want and how we want our food to taste, but simultaneously is profitable. And then also making sure that we are constantly marketing. We can't afford a marketing team right now. We can't afford to pay for adverts, right? But we do it ourselves. 3 out of the 5 of us are working adults. So also finding the balance. I have a toddler, so finding the balance between being a parent, having a full-time job, and our passions is important. But I think the fact that we are as passionate and as determined as we are, alhamdulillah, has allowed us to overcome those challenges. And of course, we believe in Allah and we have faith that, that is going to get us through it.
Now, for me, listening to your story and also your main goal of trying to assist your parents, that is absolutely honorable. I can only believe that our Rob is guiding you because I actually received, as I told Abdul, I received a flyer about your business. And what intrigued me about your business was, first and foremost, I could tell that you guys not only had a passion for what you were doing, but also you were very concerned about quality. I could tell that because of the design of the poster. I could tell that by the intricacy of your logo. And I could tell that you guys were very, very passionate. I could tell that you guys had sat down and you had considered this and you didn't just do this Mickey Mouse one day. Guys, we're just gonna start buying, man. We're just gonna start buying and doing it. And Abdul and Abdul was and I know you guys are very passionate about the quality of your food by the way that Abdul talked about the process. And I believe he's mentioned that you guys take hours to smoke the meat. Can you enlighten me a little bit more about that? Because I've also watched those shows where the guy goes out and they say, we've smoked this for 24 hours. And then you're like, wow, how in God's green earth are you serving this every day? And I'm just curious how you guys are operating when you're smoking for such a long period of time.
No, totally understand. And so what happens is the process is, for now, we only do pre-orders, right? So we dated out our menu for the week for the Friday evening, as we only pop up on Friday evenings. So we'll do it either the Monday, Tuesday, or the Wednesday. And because of that, it will allow us time to prepare, which means if we are serving a certain cut of meat on the day, we need to let it marinate first for 24 hours plus and prepare it. Prepare our sauces, prepare our spices. Our spices and our ingredients are all imported as well, which we make sure of. And then what we do is when it's smoking, so I'll obviously wake up just before Fajr in the day to have it done, the night time for our customers. Wow. So that it can smoke slow and slow, and obviously during each of that process, you need to obviously stoke the fire, add more wood. Different types of wood gives different types of flavors to the meat. Obviously, then in that process, you have to spritz the meat, add sauce here, there, so that it can. So your end product would be a burst and mouthful of flavor.
Wow, I'm kind of stunned. First of all, I was stunned when you were like, I wake up before Fajr to do this. That was the first thing that got me, which again, it shows your passion. But also the process that you described there, in not only acquiring the ingredients, but also just the entire process of making sure that the meat is of good quality is extensive, which kind of helps in the reality that you guys are 5 siblings, so you guys can delegate tasks way better than most. And since you are siblings, you guys know each other better than most, so you guys don't have that issue that usual business partners have where they don't trust each other. Now, how I see you sitting there looking all pretty, you haven't said a thing and you let your older siblings speak. So I wanted to ask you in relation to how it actually operates. So how do you guys delegate tasks to ensure that the entire process that your older brother there mentioned actually goes through? Do you all wake up before Fajr to ensure that that meat is smoked?
Assalamu alaikum. So we all don't wake up. So one person will wake up. He will wake up and he will be with the smoker and put the meat in and everything. And then my other 2 brothers, they will check the fire. They'll add more wood and everything. So most of the times if we're doing ribs, they'll start off the Juma. And then they'll just check it every time and check the meat and everything like that.
Okay. So basically the boys are working with the smoker and then you guys serve usually after Jumu'ah. And I'm assuming that you guys work in the sense of going to food festivals and going to festivals and working in that capacity, or do you guys primarily just work in pre-orders?
So we definitely do festivals. We also do catering. So this is something that we also offer. And we are very flexible and we are very open. So if you contact us via Instagram and say, listen, I'm getting married in a month's time, we'd like to cater for us, we are open to that. So we do festivals, we do pop-ups, and we do catering as well. But obviously it needs to be, like, we need to be pre-booked and pre-informed at least a few days in advance, because our smoker itself is a very complex build. It was built specifically for us. So we are very overprotective over it, so only we man the smoker and everything that goes with it.
So you guys are very overprotective. I can understand that you guys are trying to maintain quality, but also I'm assuming you're afraid that something can just go wrong. But I'm also a little bit curious about that. The reason I asked in relation to if you guys work at festivals and things of that nature is because usually I also get individual like businesses such as yourself, and the question I always have is because restaurants, or rather eateries, are often at times one of the biggest failing businesses, and that's often times attributed to actually maintaining and the produce, but as you guys mentioned, maintaining the cost so that you're profitable. But also I wanted to inquire, because you said earlier that you work with pre-orders, which is far easier to work with than going to a festival where there's no guarantee on the reality of how many people come through to you. If you understock, then you're kind of screwed, because then you can't make as much money as you want. If you overstock, then it becomes waste, and then it's just a no win for anyone. And I wanted to inquire as to how you guys overcome that in the reality that you go to a festival where the number of people that may come to your stall isn't really a guarantee.
I think networking plays a big role here. Alhamdulillah, the halal food scene in Cape Town, it's a really nice community. A lot of other brands, they may be bigger and they may have a bigger following and a bigger clientele, but we have discussions and we ask for advice, and we are open to all advice, because obviously we are still fairly young. So we would ask them. We had a market recently that we attended, and there was a lot of conversations around that. And we also strategize. We sit down, we take time out, and we look at what exactly is that we are first going to offer, what is going to be profitable. Also, we need to make sure that the items that we are selling can be contained within the space that we are in, and ensuring the quality, because not everything travels very well. So there are a lot of things that we need to consider, which is also in our business plan. We sit down, there's a lot of debates that happens amongst the 5 of us, including our spouses, so that's 7 of us. And so, a lot of conversation, a lot of communication, but also a lot of networking. We are open to suggestions, we are open to advice, because we believe that the only way we can get better is also through trial and error. So if we do make a mistake, I'll be honest, we are quite pedantic and we are quite hard on ourselves, but we also learn from it, because we know that the only way forward is to learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I sent this question to Abdul. I don't think I did. I hope I didn't, because it makes it way more interesting if I didn't. So usually I ask guests in relation to how long they've been operating, where they see themselves in that same amount of time in the future. So you guys have been operating now for 7 months. So I'm kind of wondering, where do you guys see yourself, let's say 7 months to a year from now? What are your ambitions? I'm sure you guys have discussed it. I can see the passion in your eyes. So I'm sure that you've dreamed of a future where this could be some kind of franchise, which I hope our Rob allows, because honestly, you guys are truly inspirational. First of all, you are one of the first few people that have come on here and have said that, you know, it's basically selfless what you're doing, because you're waking up before Fajr, you have your own little smoker that you have that you've been custom made. You're entering into a cuisine that is kind of out of left field, although you have been doing your research on it, but it's all towards the goal of success, of having your parents retire, which is absolutely wonderful. But I'm also curious, because I also am thinking, given how you speak and given your intricacy on how you explain the process of actually getting that food to that quality, that I'm getting the feeling you guys aren't just going to stop there. You guys are looking to expand far out. And I'm just curious, let's say 7 months to a year, where do you see yourself?
So we do have very big, audacious goals, and those are goals that we tell Allah about every single day, because I think that's the only way to achieve those goals. When we started Sunge Smokehouse, we did not start Sunge Smokehouse to be a pop-up. That was just our entry into the space. So inshallah, the goal is to have our own restaurant one day, be it casual dining, probably not high-end dining, because that is not really the space that we're looking for. We're looking more for a casual family space. That could probably be goals 1 to 5 years from now. But I think if we're looking at small goals in a couple of months, we would definitely like to have a small little space that we can operate from. We are still a pop-up, so we do have various locations that we are currently working from. So to have our own space, because like I said, our main goal is quite a big goal. And so in order for us to reach that goal of having all our parents retire, it requires a lot of work and it requires big aspirations.
Indeed. Now, if you want to learn a little bit more on what they actually sell and how it looks, you're going to have to tune into our Facebook and YouTube, but that's going to be after the break. Right now, we're going to have to go pay the bills. We go for some commercial news. When we come back, it's more of the Daily Grind, so stay tuned.
Sherwood Park Special Care Center. Our mission is to complete a fully functional school,
specially designed for the developmental needs of mentally challenged learners.
To show your support, we would like to give you the opportunity to make a donation towards the building of our new center.
You can donate towards our Buy a Brick campaign at 10 Rand per brick or 1,000 Rand per square meter.
For more information, call us 021 692 3700
or 083 270 4088.
or visit sherwoodpark.org.za.
Bricks are going up, cement is going up. Soon, inshallah, we would like the walls to go up.
Heavy rains and flash floods have taken the lives of 1,000 people in Pakistan. Large parts of the country remain submerged and families are in urgent need of food, clean water and medical care. Muslim Hands teams are on the ground delivering life-saving aid to victims. Donate today at muslimhands.org.za and help families survive and rebuild their lives.
If you ever find yourself in a situation that requires legal advice, Sali & Sali Attorneys is the firm you need on your side. We assist you in matters of property transfers, bond registration, or winding up a deceased estate and more. We work closely with you, providing efficient, professional, and excellent service, resolving even the most challenging case with a smile, making you rest assured that everything is being taken care of. Contact Sali & Sali Attorneys now on 021 697 2093. Sali & Sali Attorneys, where trust is everything.
Mense, Roman's Pizza have put me in this outfit and now they want me to sing. No, wait, I'm a comedian. Can we just turn the music down, please? Can I not just tell the people about the Savor Flavor range. Roman's Pizza is bringing the flavor, okay, with barbecue chicken, pepperoni, mushroom, margarita, and sweet delicious chicken. They beefing up the flavor.
Get 2 large pizzas from the Savor Flavor range for only $144.90. Roman's Pizza. We deliver or you collect.
Just show the slow motion cheese pull. That's what's going to make them less.
Available all day, every day at Roman's Pizza Athlone and Roman's Pizza Promenade.
Cape Chicks, your fresh and frozen local chicken supplier. Stocking fresh, frozen and crumb chicken, as well as stockers of frozen vegetables, chips, fish, canned meat and polar ice cream. Why we have become our customers' first choice is because we maintain our promise of quality products at the most affordable prices, and our cold chain and hand-picked products from our multiple local suppliers and farmers. There is something for everyone at Cape Chicks. Address Unit 2, Block G, Access Park, 81 Chichester Road, Kenilworth. Or WhatsApp us on 061 525 1010 and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Cape Chicks, sharing the best with you.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. Before the break, I was talking to Sunge Smokehouse and Grill. I was talking to the 3 lovely people you can probably see on the screen if you are checking on the Facebook and YouTube. And if you are checking there, you can probably see the absolutely delightful food in front of us. I'm a little bit stunned for words because of the smell. It's taking me quite aback. But before I lose my breath and succumb to the absolutely delightful fragrances, I'm actually losing track of myself right here. Can you enlighten us on what exactly you've brought with you to the studio today?
So, as we mentioned, we do various themed evenings. So, this evening, we decided to bring some of our American themed foods, and these are some of our top sellers, right? So, over here is the buffalo dunked wings. It's deep fried, crispy wings dipped in a homemade buffalo sauce, drizzled with our ranch dressing, which is also homemade. We don't use any pre-made sauces. We make everything from scratch. Sure. Then next to that, if you like hot and spicy, we have
okay. You're wondering why they're looking at me like that. Before the break, they asked me, do I like spicy food? So I inquired, what do they mean by spicy? Because some people mean spicy jalapeno, which is just a joke. Some people mean spicy like you're going to question your life decisions and you're going to start regretting every choice you've made on the dunya. So, enlighten us here. What kind of spicy is this? Kind of spicy I'm going to regret everything?
These are dunked habanero wings. Habaneros are one of the spicier chilies, but also it's one of those dishes that once you start eating it, no matter how much your mouth is burning, you just can't stop. Right? So
okay, is that good?
It's what we think it is. And then it's also dipped in our 911 lava sauce, as well as drizzled with ranch dressing. Then we brought our famous beef burger, which is, everybody's go-to. Everybody loves a famous beef. Indeed. But keep in mind, it's 100% beef patty. So it is not a processed patty. It's 100% beef.
Wait, you make the patty yourself?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
We have a specific butcher that makes our patties for us.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just because we didn't want a processed patty, we wanted pure beef. So it's 100% beef patty topped with our in-house basting. There's some garnishes and then sliced cheese served with a side of chips. Then we also have another 2 of our best sellers. The first one is the loaded fries, the 911 loaded fries. So basically that's just deep fried chips topped with cheese sauce, and it's our 911 chicken fillet that is sliced up, and then there's also some lovely ranch and 911 lava sauce on top of there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you could see my face as I look at this glorious food here. I wish you could smell it, honestly, because it is absolutely divine. Your description of it has had an effect on me, and I'm kind of losing my senses at the moment here. I have to just.
That's what we want.
I'm just stunned at the variety, but also I can tell the passion. Because you mentioned earlier that you make all of the sauces yourself, which is not something very common at restaurants. Usually you order it and then you just drizzle it on, which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it takes way longer to do what you've described. But also to get a butcher that makes 100% beef patties handmade
Yeah.
is another thing. Because the reason I asked if it's handmade is because that is absolutely delightful. Handmade beef patties are my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. I have to get a question going here because I'm gonna lose my mind. Now, if anybody's listening out there and they come to your restaurant, right, and they're just confused, they don't know what to choose. They see all of this wonderful stuff and they're just like, what one do I choose? What would your recommendations be? I'm gonna ask each one of you because I'm sure you all have different tastes. So Abdul, what's yours?
Mine would definitely be the caveman burger. That consists of 100% grilled beef patty on the bottom, and then we'll have it topped with smoked low and slow smoked ribs, and then obviously your garnish, and then our secret sauce on two buns.
Abdul, you're that description. Okay. Ooh, Daanyaal, contain yourself. Yep. Rosine.
So I think I'm going to take it in a different direction. I would say our surf and turf burger. This is month end, when you've just got paid and you really want something delectable, delicious, and just to reward yourself
to
for
wash
really
away the misery before that debit orders go through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is 100% grilled beef patty, topped with crayfish tails that have been grilled, topped with lemon butter.
Crayfish tails?
Yes, we put crayfish tails on our beef burgers. And we actually trialed this numerous times before we added to the menu. And because it's something very unique, we can tell you it does work. It's pretty amazing. So that would be mine, just because it's really, it makes you feel happy.
Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to fail with crayfish.
Exactly.
It's hard to fail.
Exactly.
Now, what would your choice then be?
My all-time favorite will be the 911 loaded fries.
Oh.
Yes, I think that for me that is personally the best item that I'll eat every day. It's enhanced with our creamy signature cheese sauce, topped with jalapenos, and our lava sauce, mixed with our ranch sauce.
Wow, okay. I can tell you guys like food, by the way you guys described. Abdul was very slow and methodical with that description. He wanted to get it through to me like, we take our time with this. This is no joke. And the funniest thing is that we're actually running out of time, which is so sad. I could sit here for another hour with you guys. You guys are amazing. We're going to have to go pay the bills with some commercial news. When we come back, it's more of the Daily Grind, so stay tuned.
Live from Cape Town, this is the Voice of the Cape, 91.3 FM.
The Voice of the Cape is always working hard to make things easier for our listeners.
It is here. Have the entire VOC in the palm of your hand.
Download our new VOC app from the Google Play Store.
Live stream, listen to recordings, news, advertise information, and most of all,
you can chat to us live in studio via the new VOC app.
Make sure you download and register. That's the key. Register.
It will only take a minute because we want to know who our listeners are.
Kick back, relax, and engage in some real talk as we entertain, educate, promote independent thinking aligned with Islamic values, and encourage constructive debate. Fridays between 7 and 9 p.m. only on the Voice of the Cape.
The Daily Grind. Boosting your business savvy.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm a little bit stunned for words right now because before the break I just had a little bit of a bite of the burger, and ladies and gentlemen, I give it the Daanyaal seal of approval. That is a solid 10 out of 10. No, scratch that. That is a solid 15 out of 10. Foley, don't laugh, my brother. I have seen the path and it is straight. I'm a change. No, I'm dead serious, ladies and gentlemen. This is not me trying to be a good person. I would not be a good person with terrible food. Trust me. This is absolutely delightful. Absolutely delightful. Now, I have to remember that I'm actually hosting a show here. Okay. So usually at this point in time, I ask individuals, what would their recommendation be to those out there that are sitting, thinking of starting their own business. Now, I'm sure you guys are in the same boat because, as you mentioned, you watch the Food Network and you are engrossed in that cuisine. So you also probably wondered, hey, I can do it. We can do it. it's not going to be, it will be hard, but we can do it. And I'm wondering, what would your words of motivation be to those out there that are thinking of starting their own business, but have that little bit of doubt in them?
I think it's fairly simple. I think tie your camel, but, have faith in Allah is number one. And number two, use each other's strengths. We are 5 siblings plus 2 spouses, but we are all very different. And we each have a skill set that we bring to Sunge Smokehouse. Some of us are more strategic. Some of us are better at marketing. You mentioned our flyer. My brother Abdul Kudus actually does all our artwork himself. So we all have strengths that we bring to the table, and so it's important for us to hone in on those skill sets and use that to our advantage. But also, don't be afraid of failure, because the only way to learn within a business space is with failure. Some of the biggest names in the world failed numerous times before they became successful, right? So we do not shy away from failure. If we have a week where the sales are maybe not that great, it's okay. Every 10 rand comes from Allah, and that is sufficient for us. And we know that that is going to allow us to grow and move forward. So don't be afraid of failure. Use your skill sets and find suppliers. If it is a food-related business, find suppliers that you can trust. You mentioned our butcher. We love our butcher. He is amazing. He's really helpful. And we can sense that he's actually not only providing us with a service, but he does it because he actually cares. So having people in your space also that you can lean on. When we did our market, we needed more hands. So all our parents hopped in, jumped in. Our spouses jumped in. My 2-year-old daughter was even there. She didn't do much, but she was there. So also find a community that is going to be supportive of you and rely on each other, because that is going to allow you to grow and work forward and move together.
Very interesting, that move together. As I said before, your situation is both unique but also very, very inspirational. One thing that's inspirational is the fact that you guys can actually work together. You always hear in our community of sibling infighting, how families break apart when money is introduced, how people can't handle that kind of pressure. But you guys are living proof that not only can you work through that, but you can work towards a common goal. And that goal, I must reiterate to everybody listening, that the individuals that sit before me here are not necessarily here for their own success. The first thing they mentioned here was not, I'm trying to make something out of for myself. They didn't say, I'm coming on here to live the grand life, to live in Camps Bay and have a liquor time. The first thing they said was that they're out here to ensure that their parents can retire. Every single one of them, not only theirs, but also your spouse's parents. And that is absolutely delightful, because that showcases a level of maturity to me that is something that I haven't yet seen on the show. And now, obviously, I'm not trying to diss those that came before and said they were coming on to better themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But your business is exceptionally unique in the reality that you are sacrificing your time for the betterment of your parents. Because what you described is not an easy job. I mean, Abdul is out here waking up before Fajr to make sure that the unique smoker is smoking. He's explaining, and you guys have taken an insane level of detail to this food. This is not easy a task. That's why I was so baffled when you told me that you make your own sauces, because I also watch those same shows, and I know exactly how long it takes, or how long they describe. They say it takes like hours to make this stuff, and you guys take every minute and you sacrifice it for your parents, and that is absolutely delightful. I'm actually baffled. I wonder if my brothers are listening, and maybe we can start something too.
Richard, send me a message.
It wouldn't work out that well, I don't think. But we're actually running out of time. Before I lose myself by remembering the taste of that burger, for anybody out there that wants to get in touch with you, that wants to taste this absolutely divine, delicious food, how can they do that?
Okay, so you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. We are working also on our website at the moment. So Instagram and Facebook, that is Sunge Smokehouse, Sunge Smokehouse. One word, no uppercase, no lowercase. Only lowercase, my apologies. So on Facebook and Instagram. On there, you'll be able to find my contact details as well. Feel free to give us a call for any of your functions. It's close to year end, so we'll all be having.
Can you tell me that number? I'm going to put it through onto the Facebook
sure,
chat.
no problem. That is 071 587 5355.
5355. If you didn't remember that, you can go onto our Facebook post or just go onto our social media, and then you can see them there, and you can check the comments of this live stream, and you can also see the contact details. There is a question here from Fadila Raycliffe who's asking which area are you situated in?
Okay, so we alternate between the Gatesville and the Ottery area, Ottery Lansdowne. So it's just off Lansdowne Road, close to Excellent Meat Market in Lansdowne. That's where we will be majority of the time. Collection on the day, so people can prepare in advance, which is starting from 6 p.m. until late until whatever time they would like.
And essentially they have to pre-order. Is there a time period that you give for pre-orders? You have to pre-order the day before?
Yes, so pre-orders usually cut-off time is on a Thursday around 2-3 p.m. Usually what happens is when we close our order line at 2 p.m., the people will come rushing in. Can I still order? Can I still order?
It's our community.
But yeah, that's how we are. We're also here to be a benefit to society. That is also one of our main goals, not only also our parents. So yeah, no problem. We'll always make a plan. I'll tell them, okay, let's see if I can make a plan for you. I'll call my butcher and we get it done.
I recommend that the plan for everybody listening is to try their food. As I said, it's not a 10 out of 10, it's a 15 out of 10. It will change your life.
Yeah.
I'm currently not here, really. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Honestly, I'm in another dimension. But I want to say to you guys, shukran. Shukran for coming on board, for sharing your story, for enlightening not only me, but also the listeners out there, not only with your story, but more so just the rationale behind what you do, doing what you do. Because you've taken your passion for food, which I can see is in every single one of you, the way you've described the food, the way your eyes light up when you describe the process, when Rosine describes the logistics of how they acquire everything and the price she takes, which she says it's 100% pure beef patty. She says it with such pizzazz that you can tell that she is exceptionally proud of it. But the best thing about it, as I said before, was that you aren't doing this primarily for yourself. You're doing this for your parents. And as you've also mentioned, doing it for the community, society as a whole. And that's absolutely delightful, because as I must tell the people listening, they are not necessarily, they are sacrificing their time for the betterment of their family. So I recommend that you support them so that they can achieve their goal. And I'm sure, and I make dua that our Rob allows you to open up that restaurant that you so dearly want. I can see in your eyes that you want to open that. And I hope that I can be the first attendant, because my word, I need to taste that. But anyway, shukran so much for coming on board. I really, really appreciate it.
Shukran so much for having us. And we look forward to feeding you again soon.
Oh, I look forward to you feeding me too. And with that, we lead to the end of the program. I bid you all assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tune in next week for more of the Daily Grind. Until then, salam.
Live from Cape Town, this is the Voice of the Cape.